Jai Hind children. In this video, we are going to study characteristics of a chemical reaction. So, again I am revising. What do you mean by chemical reaction? A chemical reaction or a chemical change is a reaction or a change in which you observe the formation of a new substance. The formation of a new substance can be in the form of a solution. It can be in the form of a precipitate. It can be means you can see the evolution of gases also taking place. Here below I have listed down few characteristics of a chemical reaction. If you observe any of these characteristics in your reaction, that means it is your chemical reaction. So first characteristic, formation of a precipitate. So how this is taking place? Suppose as whatever you have learned in your previous activity, if lead nitrate is treated with potassium iodide, you can observe a yellow PPT of lead iodide which is insoluble in aqueous solution of potassium nitrate. So a new substance called as lead iodide and which is yellow color you can observe here. Okay, so the next example, when you are treating with silver nitrate with NaCl, we observe a white PPT of silver chloride which is insoluble in sodium nitrate solution, and this again this AgCl NaNO3, both of them are the new substances which is formed in these reaction. Okay, third example, barium chloride solution, aqueous solution means what? That barium chloride solution is formed or it is formed by dissolving in water. Similarly here sodium sulfate, when these two solutions are mixed together in a test tube, we observe a white PPT of barium sulfate which is insoluble in sodium chloride. Second characteristics is evolution of gas. If there is a evolution of gas, suppose in reaction when you are adding zinc granules in H2SO4 or in HCl, any of these two acids, you can find the formation of zinc sulfate which is soluble in water and zinc chloride, and you can find the evolution of hydrogen gas is taking place. Next example, calcium carbonate when heated it gives calcium oxide, and evolution of another gas known as carbon dioxide gas is taking place. So here you can observe the evolution of gases as a new substance and is taking place. Third characteristic, change in color. Suppose students, change in color, that doesn't mean that if you take a test tube and paint it with a red or blue color, that is a chemical change. So you have to observe very carefully that how this change is taking place. Just for example, if you have seen the rusting of iron, as you can see on the screen, rust, it is formed after the oxidation of iron and it is brown in color, and previously the iron was grayish black in color. So this brown color new substance which is formed due to rusting of iron is a result of a chemical change. Another example, lead nitrate and when the solution of lead nitrate and potassium iodide were mixed together, you have observed that a yellow PPT was obtained and that was of lead iodide. Again there is change in color. Both of lead nitrate and potassium iodide were colorless, and here you have observed a yellow color. So this is again change in color, but you have to be very careful while observing these reactions. Next property or next characteristic is change in state. So again this is a very confusing one. Change in state means there is a change in state when you see when ice is being converted into water, or water when heated it gets converted into water vapor. So here also there is change in state, that is ice solid is changing to liquid water and liquid water is changing to water vapor, but that doesn't mean that this is a chemical reaction. Just for example, see here that when you are burning a when you are burning a solid wax, that is when you burn a solid wax in the form of a candle, it forms water vapor and carbon dioxide. So here there is a change of state, but along with a change of state, two new substances are formed, that is water vapor and carbon dioxide, and these are gaseous in nature. Second example, burning of petrol. Burns to Petrol is a liquid in nature, and when petrol burns, it gives water vapor and carbon dioxide, and this water vapor and carbon dioxide is gaseous in nature. This is how you have to observe that there should be change in a state, but along with change in a state, a new substance should be formed. So children, the fifth point, change in a temperature. This is very important point. Suppose you are carrying out a chemical reaction, and if there is a change in temperature, means if you observe a rise or fall in temperature, this also denotes a chemical reaction. So on the basis of the rise and fall in temperature, the reactions are grouped in two parts, that is, one is exothermic reaction and the next is endothermic reactions. Exothermic reactions means those reaction in which heat is evolved during the reaction, means heat is coming out. You can feel the heat which is coming out by touching the surface of the conical flask or test tube in whatever apparatus you are conducting your experiment. In such cases, heat means plus heat is written. Plus heat means heat is evolved. Suppose example, carbon when burns in the oxygen gives carbon dioxide and heat. This carbon means when it is the coal is burned in the presence of oxygen, it gives good amount of carbon dioxide and heat. Next example, similarly, methane gas when burned in the presence of oxygen, it gives H2O, CO2 and heat. Next, this reaction is a means this takes place in your body every time, that is respiration reaction. Glucose when in each and every cells, when it comes in contact with the oxygen, it gives carbon dioxide, water and energy, and this energy is the heat energy which regulates or maintains your body temperature. Next, rotting of vegetable manure is also an example of exothermic reaction. All children, see, all these examples are from your NCRTs, so try to see and understand each and every reactions. And last one is your quicklime, that is your solid quicklime. When you are adding in water, it gives enormous amount of heat, and with the formation of slaked lime, that is your calcium hydroxide. So all these reactions in which heat is coming out or evolving out are known as exothermic reaction. So students, the next type of reaction on the basis of heat change is endothermic reaction. So as definition, these reactions are those reactions in which heat is absorbed during the reaction. In such cases, the sign plus heat is written along with the reactants. For example, suppose the reaction means the reaction which is absorbing the heat. Example, nitrogen gas when added to oxygen gas. So we have to heat these two gases. That is how these two gases will form nitrogen monoxide. And next example, calcium carbonate when heated means the heat is absorbed here. So when heated, it gives calcium oxide and the evolution of carbon dioxide is taking place. I have listed down many examples of endothermic reactions. Suppose the photosynthesis reactions which you have learned in class 6 itself, that in the presence of sunlight. So here sunlight is also used as the source of heat energy and light energy too. And some more reactions, suppose down barium hydroxide when added to ammonium chloride. This barium hydroxide when it is added to ammonium chloride, see what happens here. The formation of barium chloride and sodium hydroxide is taking place, and when you will touch the test tube will be so much cold. Why so much cold? because it absorbs the heat energy from the atmosphere. This is how this reaction is a highly endothermic reaction. You can see here I have written that in this reaction the temperature goes down to minus 20 degrees Celsius. So children, the reactions in which the heat energy is absorbed is known as endothermic reactions. And as for your point to note down, all the decomposition reactions are examples of endothermic reactions. So this is all about the characteristics of chemical reactions. Thank you so much.